At Disney destinations all around the globe, and even on the Disney Cruise Line, you can meet some amazing characters. But in today's video, I'm going to go over a list of characters that have either been retired or that we've never seen before, or maybe recently retired, that I'd love to see at either Disney parks or on the Disney Cruise Line or somewhere where we can meet them one day in the future. Now, before I jump into this list, I do want to mention that some of these characters we have indeed seen before, but we haven't seen them in a long time, or maybe they've been officially retired. Just want to make that note before we jump in. The first one on my list that I'd love to see is Dumbo. You know, we haven't seen Dumbo in the longest time. Since I was a kid, we haven't seen Dumbo, and I don't even think I had the opportunity to meet him, but I've seen pictures of him before, and it's super cute to see walking around. He's not the full-size Dumbo, kind of a smaller Dumbo, but that would be super cute around maybe the circus? Yeah, I think Magic Kingdom and Circus somewhere. Next up, just in time for their brand new ride, I'd love to see a meet and greet with those Tron characters. Sam, Flynn, and Quora kind of standing there with their data discs all lit up in different colors would be really cool to take a picture with them right in front of the Tron attraction. I think that's one that we may be able to hope for a little bit more in the future just because they have an attraction coming to the Magic Kingdom. Next up, from the distant past, Dreamfinder and Figment. You knew I was going to mention this one, didn't you? Dreamfinder and Figment, two of my favorites at Disney. We haven't seen them since, I'm going to say the 90s, but it may have been later than that, but I miss them. I really do. An inspiration and imagination for the future. Maybe it's just Figment or just Dreamfinder. Together would be great, but it would be great to see them again. There is one big issue if they brought back Dreamfinder and Figment. The line to meet them would be an hour plus long. I'm telling you, it would be so long. Next up, we've got the magician himself, Merlin, somewhere in the Magic Kingdom. We've seen him before, no doubt about it, but no permanent meet and greet. I'd love to be able to see him again, maybe doing some magic tricks all around us, like waving his wand, and then something around you breaks. That would be super cool. I've never personally had the opportunity to meet the Muppets at Walt Disney World or any other Disney park before, but that is one I would love to experience. Great Moments in History is fantastic. I love seeing it. It's an amazing show. It really is. But I'd love more interaction with those Muppets. Just like a more of a one-on-one or maybe a smaller group closer to them with our throwing pies or something. It would be so cool. Mulan's sidekick Mushu can sometimes be found at the Run Disney events, but he's officially a retired character, and he's one I'd love to see back as just a standard meet and greet. Maybe in China, in the China Pavilion at Epcot. It would be great to see him there. Hercules and Megara are extremely rare characters at Walt Disney World, but every so often they pop up here and there for special events, but I'd love to see Pegasus with them. Some, way to bring Pegasus to Hercules and Meg. Maybe think about Animal Kingdom in the holidays, and we have those characters that were kind of walking with cast members. Pretty cool to see. Somehow they could put like Pegasus as one of these characters. It would be super cool. Next up, we've got Orange Bird, and believe it or not, I've heard that he's been at the parks before. Extremely rare, and we haven't seen him in upwards of 20 years, but I'd love to see Orange Bird back in the parks, especially at Epcot. I think that would be a really cool meet and greet, and I think a lot of guests would love it. During the Villains After Hours events, we've seen Hades on the stage. It's been great to see him with those fire effects, but wouldn't it be great to have a meet and greet with him? Just take his throne, sitting there, it would be great. Maybe Pain and Panic off to the sides, that would be fantastic. Just a dream come true meet and greet right there. And at the very, the most would be fire effects. Some fire effect that he had somewhere safe. So, obviously safety for the guests, #1 priority. But, maybe in the ceiling somewhere, like you're in a pavilion and he can do something and in the ceiling there's just a little bit of fire. That would be epic. Do you remember those commercials in the 90s where you'd see your favorite characters and every so often you'd see the 3 little pigs? Well, that would be another great meet and greet that I know a lot of us would love. They've been in parades before at Disney, so having them as a meet and greet I think is totally possible. When I was first thinking about Marvel and considering some of the meet and greets I'd love to see at Walt Disney World, I was a little bit split because you can meet your favorite Marvel characters in California at Disneyland and California Adventure, and even on the Disney Cruise Line, just not at Walt Disney World because of some ownership that Universal and Comcast has. That being said, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind roller coaster is coming to Epcot, so clearly there's some gray area there. It seems to be a little bit grayer than we thought. Doctor Strange has also met at Hollywood Studios before, and we have had a baby Groot and Star-Lord meet and greet at Hollywood Studios. That was a ton of fun. I loved that meet and greet. More of those, more of the Marvel that is allowed at Walt Disney World, I'd love to see. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of these meet and greets, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. We saw some in the concept art, many of the characters out there meeting guests. Let's hope that's a permanent meet and greet. The next one you probably knew was on my mind, Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. We already have the idea in practice. We have seen it before. Star-Lord standing right there next to Baby Groot. Same idea, Mandalorian in his armor and Baby Yoda. Perfect, just absolutely perfect. Disney, we gotta do this. Disney, come on, this is an opportunity to have this meet and greet. It would be unbelievably amazing. One I did want to mention, Duffy the Bear. I actually never had the opportunity to meet him at Walt Disney World, and one day in the future, we'll have the opportunity to meet Duffy. Whether it's here at Walt Disney World or perhaps one of the other parks around the world, they have Duffy there too, but eventually I'd love to meet Duffy. A recently retired character at Epcot, Baymax, and he used to be accompanied by Hero. I'd love to see Hero and Baymax together, and possibly when they bring him back in the future, we could have an armored Baymax. That would be so cool. And his red armor, that would be amazing. Come on, let's do that just for the revival of Baymax. Do you remember way back when we had Star Wars weekends, which was so much fun, by the way, and the characters would dress up as some of their favorite Star Wars characters, even Goofy in that kind of Darth Vader, you know, having fun costume. I love that. I would love to see those characters come back in the future. So Mickey and the gang as Star Wars characters, that would be spectacular. Even if it's just on board the cruise ships, having them in those costumes is just going to make for amazing photos. Another one that I think would be a lot of fun for all ages is Ursula. You go into Ursula's lair. She has the tentacles all around, and she can wrap a tentacle around you as you're talking to her. It'd be like super funny to have that experience, just like record your reactions as that's happening. Imagine the photos that you'd get from that. I would laugh all day. A lot of great memories are made from these meet and greets, and some of them are extremely memorable, especially when there are jokes told. And I'm thinking about Roz from Monsters Inc. at the moment, and having her maybe behind one of those, like the screen, like that shield, the plastic or glass shield behind that counter, and you get to interact with her from there and just kind of come up to her and ask her a question. She'll like make a joke, something like that. It would be great. Maybe right outside of the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. Another one that I would love to see at Walt Disney World is WallE and Eve. That would be fantastic. I'm not sure how they would make Eve kind of interact with you because she kind of floats in the air. WallE would be easy enough. He's on the ground, right? But somehow making Eve a part of that. Disney could do it. They can do it. I have faith in them. Some way to make Eve fly, but some way to meet them both would be amazing. The last one for today is a meet and greet that we have never seen before. The Hatbox Ghost from the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. It sounds complicated, I know. We've got the head under the hat, and then we've got the head kind of in the box, you know what I'm saying? But Disney can do it. I know that they can do this. They illuminate the face. I don't want to get into all the technical pieces, but somehow same face goes from here to the box, and you get to interact live with a character talking to you from here and from the box. That's the one. That's the one. Disney Hatbox Ghost meet and greet. Let's do it. Those are a few meet and greets that I would love to see at Disney parks in the future. Let me know in the comments below which one you would love to see, even if it's not on this list. Let me know. We'll see if maybe Disney will add some of these in the future. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.